What's going on? It's Boy Joey 672 coming to you guys with a video right now. So, some big news come up today. The Philadelphia Eagles could be trade partners for the Houston Texans to acquire defensive end Jadeveon Clowney. And you know what? He's playing. He's looking for a huge extension. Playing on the $15 million franchise tag that if they don't sign him long-term, they said that he would play on the tag. Now, as of right now, I think they are trying to trade him. The Eagles are very interested with other teams as well. So I don't know if this is a smart thing. I mean, I would love this. I just don't know how much and what's the whole thing with Carson Wentz, his contract. He's supposed to get paid before the season starts, so we already know that's happening. If this was last year or the year before that, then maybe you'd sign him to a long-term deal. But right now, with Carson Wentz getting his money, I don't know why the Eagles would. I think maybe they're going to pick up the phone and call, take a chance, take a risk, see what they want for him. Because I think with the trade, with trading for Jadeveon Clowney, not only are you going to be taking on big money, you're going to be taking on a trade where you have to make sure you're not going to get fleeced for these draft picks next year. The Eagles need to make sure that they protect these draft picks next year. If this saves a huge spot, if you can get Jadeveon Clowney on a long-term deal for some odd reason, I just think it's a lot of money. It's kind of going through when we try to get Alshon Jeffrey on his last year in Chicago with that franchise tag. Jadeveon Clowney has a $15 million tag on him. They can't do anything. They can't restructure. They can't extend. They can't do a thing. They can't do anything until the year is over. So technically, they could give him an extension. They can give him an extension. Like as soon as they get him, they can pretty much give him an extension. Which would be cheaper, probably cap hit wise every year would be cheaper than to throw him $15 million for 1 year. So that would be up to the Eagles what they want to do. But Jadeveon Clowney is a very disruptive player. Guy is disruptive in the backfield, big size, long arms. I mean, you line him up, put him next to Fletcher Cox. Forget it. You got Brandon Graham. And just Malik Jackson, Fletcher Cox, you have that line pretty much set up. And with the depth behind it, you get Jadeveon Clowney in here. The Eagles are pretty much set at all positions on the defensive line. You get Jadeveon Clowney, but even before getting Jadeveon Clowney, this defensive line, it looks better to me than it did in 2017. I think it's a lot more powerful. I think we have a lot more veteran leadership, a lot more players that are going to put in more, disruptive plays in the backfield. Don't have to get the sacks, just have to make the quarterback run a different direction, make the running back, kind of sidestep or backstep. With the pressure that we're going to have this year, I mean, adding Jadeveon Clowney to the mix would be absolutely amazing. So we'll see what happens, but, I'm not really sure about this so much. So, of course I want him. But on that tag, and then God knows how much he's going to be getting, how much he wants. I don't know why I think the Eagles are just knocking on the door, seeing what's going on. I don't think Howie Roseman's going to give up draft picks for that. I don't know. Unless they want to set a 5th-round pick, 4th-round pick. I don't know. Sorry, guys. My video got cut off. So if the Houston Texans are desperate enough, if they're desperate if they really don't want this, to pay this, and they really don't want to screw with their cap situation, the Texans could be desperate enough to just get rid of them. You know what I mean? So I've seen some deals happen to where you think you get a high, you have to trade a high amount of draft picks on a player or whatever for one guy. I think the Texans want to work something out, but at the same time, I think they want to go a different direction. They want to go a different direction with Jadeveon Clowney leaving. I think if they're desperate enough, they will take a high draft pick for him. If they're desperate enough to just get him off the books, don't want to pay him $15 million, don't want to give him a huge extension. They're starting to draft young players now. So we'll see what happens down the road. But this is kind of interesting, especially with Carson Wentz's contract coming soon. But with Howie Roseman, he'll take a chance. He'll swing it high, and he'll just take a big chance, and that's what we just have to look forward to. So we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. See what happens. He would have to get signed soon. you know, with training camp coming in a month or two, you know what I mean, soon, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. So that's it. I'll see you guys later. Shea Squad up. Fly, fly.